Okay, so what we're going to do is show you how to generate a management report file, and then once that's been sent to your client, we can get them to amend that file with their in-house inspection. They will then email that file back and we need to re-import it into site notes. So as you can see, I've already set up a client site notes file here, and we've got our main site notes file as well. So what we would do is, this is the file that the client would send back to us, which looks slightly different. But the first thing to do is to show you how to generate this client site notes file in the first place. So we'll open our main site notes file. So this is us having carried out our inspection. So as you can see, we've got 3 headers, we've got 3 spec sheets, we've got our main notes table, we've got all the functionality of site notes built in, we've got our office and site ribbons. So we know that this is the actual site notes file. Now, in order to generate a management report, what we're going to do is we're basically going to just generate this main table. If we look at the table design tab, we can see it's called TBL main. This name has to stay the same, can't change. And what we're going to do, we're going to export just this table and 1, 2, 3 spec sheets into a brand new Excel file. For that, we need to go to the Racking Office tab, and we'll go to New Reports, and we'll select the Condensed Report Project Manager. There are a couple of options to filter. On this occasion, we're going to not apply any filters. We hit Continue. It's told me I've selected the table header, so I've made a mistake there, so I'll click OK. I've actually got to select a cell within the table to do this report. So just a word to the wise there. So condensed reports, don't apply any filters, continue. So this is now generated a separate spreadsheet. As you can see, it is renamed it Book 1 Excel. And as you can see, there's no other functionality. It's just an ordinary Excel sheet with the title table main. So it's important the client does not change the name of this table for importing purposes, or change the name of these 3 spec sheets, or indeed change the name of any of these tables that are within these spec sheets. So the client would be sent this report. They can then edit this report, and they can then send their amended file back to you for your attention, i.e. so you'll then be able to generate more materials lists and other reports based on the new file. So what they would do is they would save that and email it back to you, true Blue Peter style. I'm just going to close this without saving it. Here's one I did earlier. Let's open up the site notes file. That's the client site notes file. So as you can see, it's exactly the same file at the moment. So that would be sent back to us by the client. Now, obviously, before we get that, they'll have made some changes. So what I want to do is overwrite this file or a copy of my main file. I'd probably keep my original inspection, but let's overwrite this one. So what I now do is I'll go to Import File. It will tell me that all this data will be erased along with my spec sheets, and it will be replaced with whatever's in the other file. So hit Continue. And as you can see, I'm using Office 365, SharePoint setup, etc. Now, so if I now try and upload the client site notes file, this will give me an error message. That is perfectly normal. It's a Microsoft thing, but I'll show you anyway. So we'll double click that to, as you can see, unexpected error. This is nothing to do with the site notes program. This is basically to do with the way Microsoft Office works. So we're not going to worry about bothering the designer with this. We'll just, this is as follows. File. We have to come out of SharePoint. So what I'm going to do is go to my documents, and what I'll do is I'll go to the location that this file is stored in. Now, hopefully, once I double click this, that should now import without the error message. Okay, so that's now data. So basically, once that's now been re-imported, you can then save that as the client's inspection, and you can then use that to generate brand new materials lists with new information that the client has added, or indeed whether they might have even removed damage if they've had repairs carried out. So they can effectively update your site notes file for you until you come to do your next annual inspection. So that's basically how you would do it. So all you would be doing is importing their file. But again, I would stress that you keep your original inspection as a separate file, just in case they do anything wrong with the table. But you don't want them making alterations to the structure of the table, don't want them adding in extra columns or taking columns out. Otherwise, it's probably not going to work properly. If you try and import that, then the rest of the program won't work. It has to be a table with these columns, and it has to be a table that has not been renamed. So once you've got all that, you should hopefully be good to go. Okay, thanks for watching.